So, why is this called Into the Loop?
Into the loop! Into the loop!
What is a desert eagle used for?
What?
Big booty bitches.
Into the loop!
Why is the show called Into the Loop? Bitches.
Into the loop!
Booty. Big desert eagle. Bitches. Big desert bitches. Big desert booty. Big desert bitches. Big booty eagle.
Into the loop!
Booty.
Into the loop!
Big desert eagle. Bitches.
Into the loop!
Big desert bitches. Big desert booty. Big desert bitches. Big booty eagle.
Into the loop!
Hello and welcome to Into the Loop. My co-host
Super.
Nawaru's here. Yeah, Super Into the Loop. Welcome to Super Into the Loop. Our returning guest, Stunt Kai, or well, I guess you're just Stunt now. Stunt, welcome Stunt.
What's up,
Everybody,
man? How's
everybody,
it
clap for Stunt.
going? Hey!
All right. No more praising Stunt for the rest of the video.
Oh man, I will tell you though, it's good to be back. It's good to be
Yeah.
back.
I feel like there's a lot of good triangular chemistry here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
if I was gonna have a three-way with anybody, it'd be
You know
I'm
what's really
kidding.
funny? I getting stoked for the podcast today. I actually listened back to our other episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gotta agree, dude. It was a fun listen, dude. I
Yeah.
had a good time the whole time listening through it.
And there wasn't a theme song back then, but
Yeah,
you've heard the theme song now.
yeah,
It's lit, right?
dude. It's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie.
At Trent Poles on SoundCloud.
Nawaru just recorded
you
a
go.
bunch of like voice lines, and this guy just chopped them up like celery, and just smoothed it over with some peanut butter and sprinkled raisins on top. Yes, our theme song is just as good as Ants on a Log. I'm saying it. I'm saying it.
I'm saying it right now.
I'm down to agree. I am very much down to agree. I'm a little biased since it's my voice, you know, but every time I listen to it, I can't help but smile. It is so funny.
Yeah.
It is so catchy. It's great.
Big desert
Yeah.
booty. Okay, so top of the show, we do a new thing now. It's called the Fuck Yeah Moment. You just kind of talk about something really cool that happened to you recently.
Okay.
So who wants to go first? Noru?
I'll
Sure.
go first. Yeah. All
Okay.
right. My fuck yeah moment this week was on Monday. My mother came over and helped us out with our newborn. So that was fun. I've been spending a lot of time with my family here recently, and it's been incredible. It's been a great time.
Nice.
Yeah, Stunt, you might not know this, but Noir just had a child.
That's amazing.
Like
dude.
literally like 2 weeks ago?
She's like a week and like 3 days old or something like that.
Damn, dude.
Holy
Can't even
smokes.
keep count of the days.
Man,
Hashtag deadbeat.
deadbeat. Yeah, my child is 36 months, 144 months.
Mm. So, yeah, that's a good one. Family,
That is a good one.
never underestimate family, people.
Hey, if
Call
there's
your
anything
mother.
I've learned from the Fast and Furious.
Call
It's family.
call your mother. Okay, Stunt, you
Yes.
want to go?
In fact, everyone, stop listening to this right now and just go call your mother.
Push that pause button, give him a ring, tell him you love him.
My fuck yeah moment was that I called my mother. Stunt, you want to go?
Yeah, sure, man. You know, actually, mine kind of follows the same trend. My fuck yeah moment was, I mean, it happened like 4 months ago, but I'm gonna be a dad. So
Yo!
No way!
Yeah, I've
The
got a kid on the
second
way.
parenthood announcement on this podcast.
there you go.
Oh my
Congratulations.
god!
Thank
It's
you.
magic.
Wow.
I'm really excited. Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think I said this before, but I always admire people who are have
Conceive.
well no just have that that propensity for it. I don't have that,
I didn't think I did.
Yeah,
but
neither did I, honestly.
as soon
Yeah,
as she was like
yeah.
actually here, it was completely different.
Well, I mean, yeah, and everyone says, "Oh, it changes everything, but I mean, I don't care enough. I'll give a fuck about your kids.
There you go.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck
Kidding,
them
kidding.
kids.
No, I do like kids. I just, don't want to be responsible for one.
Makes
I'm
sense.
I'm my own kid.
Fair
That's
enough.
completely fair, dude. Yeah, exactly.
So, I guess, dude, how am I supposed to top this stuff? People coming in here with birthday announcements and everything.
Man, that's up for you to decide. You gotta
Yeah.
tell us what's made you smile in
I
the last week.
I don't know. We say this a lot, hey dude, do you think you're making better friends? And I'm like, and you're like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I think I've made probably one of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life. So that's fun.
Nice.
That's
That's a
slam
good
dunk.
one.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a 3-pointer, bro. That's just as good as ours.
Now I'm not
Right.
I'm not saying like I rank my friends as like who's top tier or whatever, but
Is this like a Facebook moment? Like you got a top eight friends
yeah,
list here?
yeah, I got my top 8 friends list. The meme, you're traveling out into the woods. Who do you take with you?
Dude, back in the day, I'll be honest, people got fucking pissed at you if you weren't on their list or
The
they weren't on
MySpace
yours.
list. Yeah,
Yeah.
True.
yeah.
People got
I-
really butthurt. Like really.
I got butthurt once,
Ooh, let's hear
but
it.
I mean, I was like 14 years old on MySpace.
Oh man.
What a
But
time
I
to
mean,
go
no,
alive.
just I don't know, some fucking dude. I don't even remember who it was. That's how.
MySpace was superior. I'll say it.
Yeah, that's
It was
how.
good.
Yeah, people really don't know. Like MySpace kind of revolutionized what social media is. I mean, it kind of just nailed down the framework for what it could be, basically.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
It was the proto social media.
It was very good in the fact that you could build your profile any way you wanted. You could give yourself custom
Yeah.
backgrounds. You could have a channel theme song. You could like import little flash games onto your profile, like Interactive Buddy.
Now, and how many people got into coding because of that?
I did.
Tom, right?
Yeah. I used to go on Schem9, if you remember that website.
Oh no! Wow!
And I
Core
just
memory
created-
unlocked.
Yeah, dude, yeah. I would create all my own backgrounds and slap them on my MySpace profile. And dude, it was,
Yeah,
like I said, what a time to be alive, man.
yeah. I had like an edgy Death Note one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, something like that.
Honestly.
But I mean, Tom, man, that guy, he inspired an entire generation of coders, and he basically forged social media himself from the ground up. He forged the
anyone had
Excalibur
you-
of the internet.
If
Yeah.
anyone had you, it was Tom. Tom had you. You
Dude.
were his friend.
I mean,
Dude.
go no further than the thumbs up, man. Now,
Yeah.
hold on. Has anybody ever seen Tom in real life, or any other photographic evidence of him besides that profile
That picture where he's in front of a fucking like whiteboard or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah, no.
is Tom like an AI?
He's an SCP.
Like he's
Oh my
totally
God,
like he's totally like an internet like roamer, right? Like he exists inside the internet.
Yeah, like he's not a human being. He's just
Yeah.
a line of code.
I've never seen him before.
Have you ever been in the same room with Tom before? No.
No,
None of us have.
no, nobody has.
And no one will ever be.
And when he made his Facebook account, you know what fucking profile picture he used? The same one. It's the same one. So, I mean, the branding is on point, but I think Tom is a robot.
You're probably right.
I think you're onto something.
Tom from MySpace, if you want to prove that you're real, contact us. We'll have you on the podcast.
Dude, I think at this point you're like asking to like get stabbed in your sleep or something. Like I think you're fucking with like black magic here, and I think you should probably
Dude.
just leave it alone.
No way. No way. I don't
We,
believe in magic.
We've tried to get celebrities on the podcast before.
Dude, you should get what's her face,
Tom-
Stormy Daniels on here.
Oh no, that's too much of a powder keg. No
I don't
way.
even know who that is. That sounds like a dog's name.
It's okay, we won't talk about it. It's inherently political, so you know we'll just
Yeah,
gloss over it.
we won't touch that subject.
Holy moly! Okay, let's move on. I think everyone wants to talk about Resident Evil 4.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I've never played. Okay, so I played it on GameCube when it
Mhm.
was out, and I played about
10 minutes.
about an hour of it. I did get to the chainsaw part in that game, but
Okay.
I died at that part. I'd given up, and I never went back to it after that. But
Got
Mm.
so I know nothing else. I've seen a few speed runs.
Mhm.
I know the masked salesman meme. I know who that guy is. He's funny.
Woody Allen. Yeah,
He's my
dude.
favorite Resident Evil character, hands down.
Well, do we want to give like a brief background of
Yeah.
what the game kind of is?
Tell-
Noir, you
tell
want to
me.
do this or?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So Resident Evil 4.
I do know some of the
is-
lore. I do know some of the
All
lore.
right.
That
Okay.
does help.
All right. So, Resident Evil 4 is an action horror game. Specifically, one where Leonathan Scott Kennedy goes to Spain and starts absolutely murdering a village of innocent
Leonathan!
people.
Dude, he does. He fucks them up pretty bad.
He's full of one-liners, and he loses his jacket in the first 20 minutes of the game, and then he never
Mhm.
gets it back.
Dude, what a nice jacket too. Like that's a shame.
Fun fact, you can actually see the jacket again in the secret unlockable playthrough after you beat the game, where you play as Ada Wong.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
there's a Ganado in the village section at the very beginning once you start it. And you go there and there's a Ganado just wearing Leon's jacket.
No.
Wearing it around. Yeah,
No way. I never caught that. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. That's real. It's
Easter
only in the
eggs.
separate ways.
Easter
Oh,
egg.
okay. That makes sense because it's like I've only played Separate Ways like a handful of times, and it was a long time ago. So,
Mm.
Fair. Very fair.
but
Separate Ways is superior to the main game, in my opinion, as well.
It
The
is
grappling
really good.
hook? Oh, man.
on point.
Plus,
So-
Ada Wong.
Now, let me give you some of my Resident Evil history. The first Resident Evil game I ever played
Mm-hmm.
was Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles. I never really had a lot of interest in it because I just wasn't very into shooting games at the time.
Right.
I was super duper digging into like RPGs and stuff. But I did play Dark Side Chronicles, which is kind of like it's an on rails arcade type shooter for the Wii. That game is amazing.
It's a really good title for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it kind of jumps around to different points in the Resident Evil story and tells some of the main plot points.
Mhm.
So I've seen quite a bit of the story for Resident Evil 4. I know that there's like parasites. I know that there's this one is so they have two different kinds of bioweapons. They have the zombie virus, which is what, Agent Z or something like that. What's it
It's
called?
The T virus.
The T
Yeah.
virus, and then they also have a G virus, which turns into giant plants.
Yeah,
something like that.
G virus was more talked about and touched on in Resident Evil 2.
hmm
Okay, see, now that's a game that I had played previously, but I never finished. But I really
That's
want to. I played the HD version of Resident Evil 1.
yeah, very good
Basically
as
just
well.
the Game Boy port or the GameCube port. And then
Mhm.
I did play the Resident Evil 2 remake because man, the game just looks so good, but I never finished it.
So I'm gonna get super weeaboo on you guys right now. I'm gonna tell you the best. If you're interested in Resident Evil 2, like the original PS1 version,
Mhm.
this is how you play it, right? So you go and you download the Japanese Source Next version, and it's all in Japanese. So what you do is you have to go download this thing called Resident Evil Rebirth Patch. You patch that onto the Japanese Source Next version. It turns it into English and adds a bunch of quality of life features. And then you download the Team X HD mod, which completely AI upscales the entire game. And it looks so fantastic, dude. And it plays so well.
Oh wow.
That's
Interesting.
for free. That's free knowledge. Anyone out
Yeah.
there that wants to do that, go do that right
Dude,
now.
tip for free. We're like we're like Athene's successors, you know? We bring the light to the people. We're paladins.
Dude.
We get tip for free. We give it for free. We give it to the people.
Would
Huh?
you say that the upscaled graphics for Resident Evil 2 would be on par with Resident Evil 1 remake?
It kind of it's different because Resident Evil 1 remake, the graphics were completely redone. This is
Mhm.
like the same old PS1 graphics, just
Okay.
completely with a brand new like fresh coat of paint on it. Like it still
Ah.
looks somewhat pixelated and blocky, but it's very shiny
It's
and
nice and
bright and not
smooth.
pixelated. Yeah, they
Mm.
smoothed it all out and
Ah.
upscaled it.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
It's
Because it sounds like it's very stylized at this point, which
Yeah.
I like.
Yep.
And that's something we can touch on in a minute because there's a Tomb Raider thing going on with that as well, the PS1 block style.
Yep.
But maybe that's a topic for another episode. We'll see. But I think I really liked the lore in the Dark Side Chronicles when I played that. That was a
Mhm.
really great way to get the story. So, like, how does the Resident Evil 4 story compare? Like, is it like I know that this is like revered as probably the best one in the series. So,
Oh.
what is it because of the story or just how well the game plays?
Noah, you mind if I take this really quick?
Oh, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so Capcom, when they did the first 3 games, right? They did Resident Evil 1, 2, Nemesis,
Mhm.
and they were kind of like bouncing around a couple extra games in between. Then they did Code Veronica X, or Code Veronica, not X yet, but they needed something new because the kind of slow paced tank control survival horror was getting kind of boring to a lot of the fans.
Right.
Like amazing games, but just like we've seen it all before kind of thing. So what really revolutionized, I think, Resident Evil 4 and put it up in the forefront was that it's completely third person, it's behind the back.
Right.
Graphics are completely rehanced. It's like the power of the PS2 at the time and GameCube because it was GameCube first in 2005, then ported to PS2. And it was more of a I'm not trying to survive this anymore. I'm trying to literally go in and just blast everything I possibly can. I watched this podcast called Retrovaniacs, and I think they describe it best when they say it's not survival horror anymore. It's like horror themed with a bunch of action in it. And I think that really catapulted Resident Evil back to the forefront again because it was just a whole different style of gameplay.
Yeah.
And honestly, the story is really good, at least in the first 2 acts. The third act is kind of iffy, but we'll touch on that later.
So, like, they did this again when they went first person in was it 7?
Yeah.
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 and then they also did 8 in first person.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I guess like my main question is like, is it the most critically acclaimed? Because I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That and 2, I think, because
Yeah, I really
2
liked
kind of
2.
2 took everything that was really good about 1 and got rid of a lot of the BS. Like it
Mhm.
it made it more straightforward puzzles and more of like the story was a lot more there. It wasn't just like Wesker's missing, let's find him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a zombie, let's kill it. It's more like the story of Leon, meeting Ada, like finding out about the virus, like everything in
Yeah.
Raccoon City unfolding, and it was just way more story based. Where
Mhm.
3 was kind of like, oh, I'm Jill and I'm in a city and just trying to get out. 4 was also bringing more of that lore back in, which I think a lot of people appreciated.
So, Resident Evil 2 takes place in Raccoon City, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you play as Leon and Jill, I believe.
No,
Claire.
Or no,
Leon and Claire. Claire
Leon and
Redfield.
Claire. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So Claire is Resident Evil 5 lore. That whole universe that Chris Redfield stars member. Main character of 5 that's his sister Claire.
Right. So,
For those who
but
didn't know.
but that you said that the G virus was in Resident Evil 2,
Correct.
or they talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's Raccoon City. So is it like that's the T virus? Like, how do they learn about this?
They touch more on like the viruses in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, but 4 is
Okay.
actually far removed from the
Mhm.
G and T virus. It's
Yeah.
actually it's got a new thing called a parasite called Las Plagas.
Yeah. So okay. So that's just a totally single. That's its own thing. So it's not related to those two at all.
Correct.
I was trying to figure out if G virus was part of the parasite or not.
There is, I believe, and don't quote me on this, there's a sample that I think is involved with the G virus, the sample
Oh.
that kills the Las Plagas parasite.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
It kind of counteracts it, but they don't really touch on the T and G virus in 4. It's mainly Las Plagas,
Okay. Okay.
which is just a parasite. Yeah.
Long walk to Mordor on that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
this is the stuff I live for. I don't know, like what else is there to say about Resident Evil 4?
Well, I mean, so Resident Evil 4 has this it has it really suffers from endgame fatigue
Mhm.
where so you'll spend like a good 6 hours going through the village portion, which you can call Act 1. And then Act 2, you're in this giant medieval castle going through trying to do a bunch of puzzles, and you're killing cultists.
I like
and
Act 2 already.
yeah, it is. It's really good because that's when you get the coolest weapons as well. You also get introduced to the shooting range in that area as well, I believe.
Mhm. Yep.
You can collect little bottle caps and little figurines that play little sounds and have little, divots of information with them. Basically the main collectible of the game. There are other ones like, treasures that you can sell. That's actually a whole portion of the game that I really enjoy. You pick up these gems and these like treasure items, and you can actually place gems in the treasure items to increase their value to sell to the trader for more money to upgrade your guns or buy new weapons,
Oh,
things like
okay.
that.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, in Noiru, to touch on that, this is actually the first Resident Evil that had any sort of like shop mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when did Outbreak come out?
When did Outbreak come out? Anyone? I mean, we're all sitting in front of computers.
That's true.
What did that come out for? It's PS2, right?
I think so, yeah. Outbreak was the first game where you had like multiplayer, I believe.
Mhm.
I
Hmm.
believe it had a shop system in that as well.
Okay. So pretty close to being the first, if not the first. It's I think one of
Right.
the main. It was definitely the first mainline.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Resident Evil that had one.
The best thing about Resident Evil 4's shop system, though, is with the upgrades to your guns. Once you completely maxed out a gun, you got a special like bonus perk for
Mm.
upgrading it completely. Like
Yes.
the original handgun you get turns into the best weapon in the game because it gives it like a 50% critical headshot chance.
Yeah.
And every single headshot just pops enemies' heads right off.
It's so good.
So
Beautiful.
I hear praise. You guys also hear a lot as well, but praise for these games that are the pillars of gameness, right? And Ocarina of Time is an example, which is a game that I personally do not like. But
Mhm.
you could also quote Link to the Past, Super Mario Brothers. Is Resident Evil 4 one of the greats? Is it a perfect game?
It's not perfect by any means, but I would definitely list it up there with like Ocarina of Time at the very least. It's not quite Super Mario Brothers level in my opinion, but it's probably Super Mario Sunshine level.
Ooh.
It for what it is, it's really good. Like it brought a lot of new life to not only the series but action games in general. Um, it introduced a lot of ideas that a lot of other companies weren't doing, and a lot of companies
Yeah.
after imitated.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. I'm
I
really
actually-
excited to play it. I want to do a playthrough of it actually on the
You
channel.
absolutely should.
You should, for sure.
But I'm also gonna do, what was the other one I said the other day? Oh, The Last of Us remastered. I want to do
Yeah.
that one too.
That's a good game.
Yeah, the PC port is coming out, so I really want it. Dude, it looks great.
Oh,
Looks amazing.
nice.
Just in case, you needed more zombies.
Yeah, right.
All right. Yeah. I would definitely. I want to touch on Resident Evil 4 again a little bit
Okay.
here because
Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
there's a lot of things that go under the radar about it that people don't really appreciate much and that I think they're gonna
Okay.
realize once the remake comes out. And
Top 5 under the radar Resident Evil 4 features.
Oh, by the way, just pointing this out there, the remake's out today.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta wrap this up.
I gotta go turn my PS5 on. No, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, if I can
we
brag
should've done
about it.
that copy. Sorry.
it had everything from unlockable game modes all the way to unlockable costumes and weapons. And
Okay.
it was one of the original ones. I believe it was one of the original Resident Evil games to offer replay value through like what I said about, the
Right.
different guns. You
Mhm.
could do your own different runs of the game. You could say, "Oh, I want to
Right.
use the maxed out riot gun this run," But you could also, just only use one gun. It has plenty of challenge mode opportunities, knife only.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
do a
speed
pistol
runs.
only run.
You could.
Is there a
You could.
revolver or like a deagle?
There
There's-
is.
Yeah,
I
think,
want I want the
Magnums,
deagler.
like what is it? Killer 7 and the
Yep,
Red 9?
I'm gonna
The
show
Killer
the
7.
world what a Desert Eagle's used for.
There's the Killer 7, which is like the closer to the Desert Eagle, and then you have the Broken Butterfly, which is the 6-shooter.
That's it. Yep, that is a good one.
I'm gonna show the world what a Desert Eagle is used for.
It's the best
It's-
weapon in the game.
It's for
too.
killing zombies, everyone.
Oh, but
Do-
yeah.
The Killer 7 sticks out in my head a lot because it actually is very involved in a speedrun strat during the any percent no major glitches where you at the end of the game you lower the end boss's difficulty by turning around and shooting Ashley with the Killer 7 like 7 times. You just game over and over, and then the game thinks you're dumb, and it drops the lower. It
Wow.
lowers the difficulty.
See,
so
that
you
I
have a
do
boss
not
fight.
like.
The progressive difficulty.
Yeah, I don't like it when it makes it easier, and this is the reason I didn't like what was that game? Kirby. It was one of the Kirby games on the Wii U. I was playing it and I kept dying or whatever, and then the game was like, "Hey, it looks like you're having trouble. Would you like to just skip ahead?" I was like, "What the fuck? No!
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Skip the game?"
But I will say this is that Resident Evil 4 specifically also picks up on the fact that you're playing well and have good accuracy, and then it makes the game harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
It goes the other way too.
That's interesting. I might like that, but I don't like the floor coming out from underneath me, you know?
Or you can just play on
Or
professional
whatever.
mode, and it's like one set hard difficulty.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll do that.
Mhm.
Do I have to unlock that, or is that just freebie?
You do.
have to. Yeah, you have to play a normal playthrough first.
Okay, so we got two choices here. We can do top 5 energy drinks, which I think is a super easy one. Or we can do, which just came to my head, top 5 unlockable game modes.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Now,
I
we
like
can
that.
put that in the pocket for later, because that might take a lot of critical thinking. You know?
Right.
Save that for the anniversary episode.
There you
The
go.
10th anniversary.
The 10th.
Calling it now. Into the loop. 10 years. Me and Noir. 10 years, Noir. Me and you. We gotta into the loop. Into the loop, Noir. We gotta get
Into
that.
the loop
We're gonna
switch.
get that Milan Szechuan sauce at the 10-year anniversary. I'll make an acceptance speech. We're gonna get a streamy, Noir.
Gonna get our own Fortnite skins.
Dude, that would be amazing.
There was a time when we were trying to get Hearthstone cards, but we'll tell that story after the top. I say we do top 5 energy drinks and
Alright.
put that one in the pocket.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay. My list is very simple. Number 5, just a standard Red Bull. I know people say it sucks and it tastes terrible. I agree in some ways. I don't know what it is. I just like them. I don't know. I know they're the worst ones, but I like them. Okay, number 4, the cotton candy bang. You know you're
That-
having a good night when you got a cotton candy bang.
That's right.
I also like pretty much any flavor of Alani's good. Uptime. Don't know if you guys have ever tried Uptime, but the blueberry
that the one-
pomegranate
Are they in like the super like tall can?
aluminum bottle. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
yeah. And last but not least, the Rowdy Blue Raspberry, which is what I'm drinking today.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. I'll go next.
Yeah.
My number 1 is the Rainbow Sherbet Rain. Oh man,
Ooh,
it is so
that
good.
is a good one.
Number 2 is the mango monster juice. You know, I forget what that
Okay.
one's called off the top of my head, but oh
Okay,
man, I love
okay.
that one. Number 3 is it's the black can of Venom Energy, if you know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, that with the big snake on it, right?
Yep.
I've
Yeah.
never had Venom.
Oh, it's incredible.
Really?
Yeah, it's way better than your average regular energy drinks.
Yeah.
Like Monster or Red Bull, in my opinion. Number 4, I have Vault. Do you guys remember Vault?
Yes. Yes, I do. That's a good one.
I don't remember it.
Yep. Vault.
Yeah, Vault was like a.
Was that like
it
the
was
Mountain Dew
basically,
clone?
Yes, it was a
Okay,
Mountain Dew
yeah.
energy drink, kind of.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember that.
Number
Had a
5,
couple of those. Halo 2.
yes. Number 5, I have the Red Bull Classic.
Hell yeah.
That's
That's-
right.
That's a solid choice.
All right,
So this is gonna.
I know
this
which
is a
one.
little hard.
I know when you're gonna say.
This is a little harder for me because I haven't drank an energy drink in 8 years.
Ooh.
What?
When I started dating my wife, I stopped drinking them. So I haven't had
Oh,
any
really?
energy drinks in 8 years. So with my list, I'm going old school here. So
Oh,
there's an energy drink called Lost. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It was dude, it was so good. I wish I could describe it. It's like Monster before Monster was a thing. And it had just a bunch of cartoon like sketches all over it. It was the trippiest can. It was like completely muddled with cartoons and they had, like hand drawn animations. It was really really cool.
I'm gonna look this
but-
up.
It tastes like cotton candy though. It was like amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Lost and their Monster Assault was really good.
Oh yeah, the red
Here
can.
it is.
Yeah, like the Digicam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of or was a big fan of Nos.
Ooh.
Ooh,
good
I
choice.
love Nos.
It's like a grapefruit that was super good. Classic Green Monster, you really can't go wrong there. That was Then I
I
feel like-
wholeheartedly disagree, but that's okay.
over time. Okay, over time, like when Monster first came out, Green was really good, and
Yeah.
then something changed.
Yeah, I think
And
they
it
just started
all of
adding
a
more
sudden-
sugar.
Yeah, they're probably like, we're not getting these kids hyped enough. Let's throw way more sugar in it. It's just so dumb. But man, I'm trying to think of a fifth one at this point. And Rockstar, the original
Yes!
Black Rockstar.
Yes! Yes, that was
Yep.
gonna be my honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got 3, okay? Honorable mention, bam, Rockstar, the classic. I used to drink those when I worked at Kmart. When I was in
Wow.
high school,
Kmart,
bro.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Kmart.
Core memory unlocked.
Oh my god.
And then Full Throttle. That's an oldie but
Oh.
a goodie.
There's
Fair.
the guava berry Full Throttle that was really good.
I've never had that one.
It's like
I
a
have to try that.
straight up blue can. It was really 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 good.
No, I have had that one.
I have
I do
2
like that one.
honorable mentions.
What you got?
I've got the blue balls.
Dude, yes.
Yes. And then I also have 4 Loco.
Oh,
Oh
that,
god.
that isn't an
Okay.
energy drink. That's poison.
Oh my god.
That depends who you talk to, brother.
Now,
That's-
I actually have one more because I tried this one recently. I've been seeing their sports drinks on the shelves. I tried their sports drinks; they were okay. I thought they were like way too sweet, way too aggro on the flavor. It kind of gave me a headache. But their energy drinks, Prime energy drinks, those are
yeah,
pretty based.
That's the Paul, the Logan Paul drank, isn't
Oh,
it?
is it really?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I'm
that's
not
like
buying
the
them
official.
anymore.
That's him and KSI went together and made that.
Wow.
I
refuse
refuse
to
to support him.
It's the official
more
drink
Prime.
of the MMA, brother.
Okay, that's fine.
You're like,
Have you guys had G Fuel?
Sorry.
Can you
I've had
inform
G
me on
Fuel.
G Fuel?
Get the Sonic Peach rings, top tier.
Ooh,
That's a good one. Almost made the list.
wow.
Wow.
I can say I've never had G Fuel, but I've heard
The-
really good things.
I mean, the Sonic Peach rings is a must-have. It's a Sonic energy drink. What?
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. It
Hello?
sounds good. Fair.
And-
Very fair.
And how did they
I
link
know-
it to the flavor? They made it peach rings flavored.
It
That's
reminds me of
epic.
that, like the what is it? The sugar like peach ring candy, the like chewy gummy candy.
Yeah.
You can get?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
what
those.
that's what it's modeled after.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
that sounds.
That's
really
the
good.
flavor. Oh, it's it's pretty good.
That
Wow,
sounds
we-
awesome.
Okay, so, I brought up a topic earlier that I've let go. What do you guys want to talk about?
Was it the unlockable game modes.
No, that's gonna be a top 5
Gotcha.
later.
Oh yeah, you were telling me before the episode started, you guys played the chainsaw demo.
Right.
Yes, we did. We streamed it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
up on YouTube here shortly.
Yeah.
Nice. What were your thoughts on it,
I think it looks amazing.
dude?
I don't see, I mean, gameplay wise, I don't see any difference. So this literally looks just like a facelift to me. But I think that's fine. Tons of people do that, and I mean, the way they're making their graphics in the new Resident Evil games is just so insane. They make the game look so good.
Well, they have their own graphics engine called the what is it, RE engine or whatever.
Yeah,
Yes.
I could tell.
Yeah. So Capcom's shelling out the big bucks for that. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know, blah blah blah. Graphics don't make a game, but I mean,
It helps.
well, I mean, it's so much different when you hold up your pistol and on one frame we have a block hand and then you have red squares pop out of the zombie's head, right? As opposed to this very realistic reflective metal kicking back as a smoke puff comes out of the end of your gun and a hot bullet goes through the zombie's face, which is now just a gushing fountain of blood.
Right.
Like, that
Drastic
makes the
difference.
game better.
Agreed.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude, honestly. And like okay, so Noiru, so coming from a person who you said that the original was like one of the greats for you, right?
Right.
How do you think it stacked up?
So, I definitely love the quality of life improvements, like the, not having to go into the attaché case to switch your weapon every time. That is incredible. I love being able to shoot while moving. There are some things I really, really don't like. I
Mhm.
don't like that the knife has durability at all. At all, I hate it.
Yeah.
I do not like that there's crafting in the game. I don't want gunpowder
I think-
to make more bullets.
I
I just want bullets.
I think
Yeah.
Chris's knife doesn't have durability. Am I wrong about that? Jill's knives do, but Chris's knife doesn't. You're talking about the
Ah.
HD remaster of Resident Evil 1, right?
No,
No.
we're talking about the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, Resident Evil 4 remake. Okay, my bad.
yeah. So yeah, Leon's knives or his combat knife has durability.
Ah,
So no spoilers attached here because you could probably already guess what's going to happen. I've been playing the actual release today for several hours. You
Okay.
can actually upgrade the combat knife quite a bit, and it really makes a difference.
gotcha.
Oh, good.
You have like the shittiest knife to start, and you can really stack it, so it makes it so it's almost unbreakable.
The shittiest knife,
Yeah.
like ever.
Well, you can legitimately pick up kitchen knives and equip them and use those as your
Oh,
parry knives, so you're not using that against your combat knife.
That's
did not know
interesting.
that. I
Freebie
Oh.
knives.
okay.
I like
that-
freebie knives.
Dude, you
That-
should do a whole playthrough with just freebie knives.
I would love
Oh.
that. I would love that.
I did a knife only playthrough of RE4 original one time, and it was
Wow.
the hardest thing I've probably ever done in a video game.
That's amazing.
Oh,
dude.
really?
That's an accomplishment for sure. Just knowing everything that's in it, that's really rough.
It's harder than Heroic 25-Man Lich King?
Yeah, it was.
Wow. That's
Uh,
incredible, actually.
Well, you gotta. Well, I also played Wii version, which helped a lot. Wii
Oh.
version's the best. Wii version's the best version of the game because all you had to do was slightly swing your Wii remote, kind of like if you were playing Twilight Princess, that kind of swing for the sword.
Mm.
And then you would do an auto slash, and it
Mm.
was an absolute like, it was the fastest possible swing that you could have.
Mm.
It was like you were sitting there and mashing the button. It was pixel perfect, and that did help out a lot. Sometimes you could squeak out a couple of extra hits, with the knife on a fight. Rather, if you're playing like the GameCube version, you have to bring it out and ready it.
Mhm.
So it saved a little bit of time. It was a little bit more helpful that way, but yeah,
Mhm.
it was so difficult. It was so much fun though.
Do you think
That's
we're
the
about to have a? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're good. So-
Um, what did you say?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said something like that's
Nope.
amazing or something.
Oh, I said that's amazing. Like
Oh,
beating
okay.
it got to be really hard. So
Gotcha. Do you guys think that this will cause a zombie revival?
No,
no, I don't.
Really?
there's no zombies. There's no need for it.
Right?
I think zombies are coming back.
I mean,
In some form. Look, Last of Us show just came out. Resident Evil 4 is out. Like,
Last of Us isn't zombies either.
no, but they kind of are. Like, let's be real.
I mean,
think. Hmm.
they're
Yeah,
drones.
that's
Whatever,
fair.
whatever. Anyway,
I think zombies like okay, so I think zombies come back in waves. Like I think it might just be convenience that The Last of Us came out around the same time Resident Evil 4 remake was slated to launch, but I
yeah.
could be wrong. Um
I mean, I don't know. If I was Capcom, I would want to release my zombie game right after a major zombie TV show just finished.
that's
I
very
mean,
true.
I mean, and they're both parasites, so literally kind of like a parallel there.
That is
Yeah.
that is true.
If I was them, I would do that.
I mean, it makes
But
sense.
it
Yeah.
could be a coincidence.
Could
It
be.
could be.
Or it couldn't be. Who knows?
But we are video game conspiracy theorists. So
True.
this is the
I will-
truth now.
I will tell you this though, and I think we were talking about this a little earlier, and I wanted to touch on this before the podcast is over here in a little bit. Is that Act 3 of the original Resident Evil 4 is
Okay.
rough, very
Yes.
rough.
We'll talk about it
So-
right now.
Okay, so like Nawaru was saying, the first section takes place in a village, which I feel like is like the village's home, or the game's home is like the village. It feels the most like what they marketed. They marketed you this creepy village place. That's the first act. The second act is the big castle where you meet the zealots. You meet Ramon Salazar. He runs the castle. He's actually having people unbury the Las Plagas from underneath this giant castle to inevitably plant it and control the U.S. Pretty crazy shit. And then you get
Wow.
to Act 3, which is Leon goes to a military-based island and fights a dude that was from the military that he somehow knows, but they don't explain. And then you just kind of fucking kill the end boss.
Yes.
Oh,
That's pretty much exactly it.
sounds
the-
sounds a bit like the end of Final Fantasy IX.
Kind of. Honestly,
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty. That's
Oh,
I
pretty
fight a
great.
guy from my past, but I'm not sure how I know, and then I fight the final boss.
There's Necron. No one knows how he got there. But it's that's why I'm really hoping in the remake, and I think that there's been some sleuthing where they completely rewrote the third act and made it tie more into the rest of the game. So
Okay.
where the spookiness just goes right away and nothing kind of really makes much sense anymore in the original. It just kind of fell flat. And like Naruto was saying, it suffers from like what did you say,
Okay.
endgame fatigue.
Yeah. End game fatigue.
Yeah, where you're just like, I get it. I want it to be over.
Here's an idea. What if they actually changed the story in this one the way Final Fantasy VII did?
I'm kind of hoping that's what they did. 'cause-
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
it doesn't completely lose its spooky though, because in the island they actually do bring in the best enemy of the game, which are the regenerators.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
They're absolutely terrifying.
What do
Those
they do?
things, They're like the Redeads from Ocarina of Time, but in HD.
Oh no.
They're
That's a really good way to
terrifying.
put it. That's a really
So
good
they
way to
always keep getting back up?
If you don't hit specific spots, the way they work is you have to get a thermal scope for your rifle. That way you can see the parasites in their body, and then you have to
Oh.
shoot each individual parasite, and then they explode.
no.
I gotta say that was probably the coolest enemy in the game, as well as the scariest enemy in the game.
100%, absolutely.
Okay.
They're
Another-
what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, dude. Another honorable mention, just talking about the scariest enemies in the game. There is an enemy in the castle dungeon called a Garador,
Ooh.
and its eyes. It looks like this big beefy dude that they just locked up with like the world's largest Wolverine claws, and his eyes are stitched shut, so he can only hear you. So the whole idea is you have to sneak around this bloody dungeon and shoot the Las Plagas in his back. But he's got like hypersensitive hearing, so you have to stealth
Oh my
around. and
God.
It's really,
I
really
do
cool.
like
It's
the
really-
idea of stealth Resident Evil.
It is cool.
They actually, from what I know, they actually did completely buff the stealth aspects of the game. I don't know if you can go through the game like ghost mode where you don't get caught by anyone, but you can definitely start doing like sneak attacks and thinning out
Yeah.
the herd before you start.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, you can-
definitely
you
an
can pick 'em off.
assassinate.
It's really cool, dude, and it's really responsive and it works really well. Like the like sneaking around is, some games like you like, oh, there's stealth, but you sneak around and like the instant you're behind someone, they're just like, oh, and they see you immediately when you're like, there's no reason I should have been seen.
Yeah.
This actually performs well, in my opinion.
Okay.
Good.
So
Yeah, I like that. I do like
Yeah.
stealth.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Um, so,
Anyway.
oh,
So yeah, Resident Evil 4. There is some more things about Resident Evil 4 that's a little bit draggy.
uh-huh.
There's a section. There's a minecart section. There's a Donkey Kong minecart section.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's either your favorite or your worst part of the game, honestly.
Well, if
Because-
I have any history with minecart sections in Donkey Kong, like I'm probably not gonna like this one.
it's it's one of the weaker portions for me because like it's in between the castle and the island. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of that's where you start to feel the late game fatigue. They start reusing the enemies constantly there, because basically they reuse all the enemies from the first act of the game, including chainsaw people.
Okay.
But they also have like bug people, kind of. I forget what they're
Oh, no.
called.
That sounds
but-
scary.
They're disgusting. They're absolutely gross. I love them.
Oh, yeah. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but they're in the sewer and they're invisible.
Yes, they're
And they're literally like, they're invisible until they get close to you, and they fly around like these giant bugs, and they can like spit acid on you and stuff.
That's
They're crazy.
awesome.
They're really cool.
I think
But-
I'm looking forward to getting quite a bit of a fright because I think the last monster that actually super duper scared me in a video game was the troll in Valheim. Like
oh,
the
man.
first time
Oh,
I saw a troll, I freaked out.
He straight up screamed.
I yelled
Troll!
troll.
That's amazing. That's so-
I was waiting for it, man.
That's-
Man,
I gotta say,
regenerators will get you.
top 5 scary enemies.
top. Ooh,
That's a good idea.
that
I
is
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
Dude, you're just shotgunning them out tonight, dude.
That's what I do. Dude, seriously, once I have my blue raspberry rowdy energy with green tea, caffeine, endurance, and focus, enhanced hydration energy, zero sugar, Dr. Axe's keto diet approved,
Holy smokes!
I can't be stopped.
Not sponsored.
Nah,
Rowdy energy, if you want to join, our list of of sponsors next to Catalyst Mints?
Oh my god.
Hit us
Yeah,
up.
it
Catalyst Mints keeps coming back as an inside joke.
it's so good.
I
man.
I do have some friends that like listen to this and they ask me like stuff about the podcast. And I haven't had anybody ask me about Catalyst Mints yet, which I think is really funny.
That should be the thing people do ask about.
You're like, what
Like-
is Catalyst Mints?
The one actual sponsor we ever had.
Yeah, everybody was sponsored by Catalyst Mints. Stunt. Okay, so I need to go back to the energy drink thing because I swore up and down to myself that you were gonna say Mountain Dew Kickstart and you didn't.
Oh, you know what? Fuck, you're right. But I've never okay. In my mind, I've never actually considered Kickstart to be like a legitimate energy drink.
Oh, really?
What about
Because-
Amp?
Oh.
Well, if you look at the nutritional facts, there's less sugar and bullshit in a Kickstart than there is like a Coca-Cola.
Oh, interesting.
What about Amp?
Amp, that's a whole different story. Amp's really good. That's a really good. That's an honorable mention for sure.
So Mountain Dew
Nice.
Mountain Dew Kickstart, not an energy drink. You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
If you
And if
could,
you're-
we are experts. We've named like 50 energy drinks that we've all drank in our combined experience.
If you're gonna get Kickstart though, get the black cherry. It's the best one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here's a really quick funny story. So I used to run this speedrunning marathon called Beastathon.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
And when the last Beastathon we did was when my cousin Joel had passed, we were helping raise money to pay for his tombstone. And what was really cool about that marathon is we had the entire chat tweet at Mountain Dew to sponsor Beastathon from Kickstart.
Oh.
And
Oh.
it was pretty cool because like I actually got one response. It was a no, obviously, but the fact
Oh,
that they
man.
even like responded back, I was like, dude, I just won. Like
Wow.
it was a good moment, but
Somebody from Mountain Dew contacted you.
it was really funny, dude. Well, it was obviously one of their like PR sponsors or like really
course.
like internal relations people, but
Yeah.
it was still really funny and it was a good meme. It was
Yeah.
just like a good time, man. Like I kind of miss doing
That's
shit like that.
cool, dude.
That was fun.
Yo.
That's awesome.
Shout outs to Mountain Dew for that based.
We
So-
tried getting my favorite YouTuber on the podcast once, and he was
Yeah.
not happy with us. But
No, that's not true. That's not true.
he wasn't unhappy with us, but he wasn't happy with us.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just politely said no.
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah, but that's cool though. Because I actually emailed him because I wanted to surprise Noiru,
That would have been cool though.
right? And but yeah, he said no.
Man,
God.
But I understand why. Because like those type of people, these mid-level streamers probably get asked by literally everybody because I don't know, I guess we feel like they're attainable in some way because they're not, AAA celebrities or whatever. They're not Chris
They're-
Evans.
They're still like up and coming.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's a little bit of a I think it's a little pompous on the fans' part.
a little bit,
um,
yeah.
But we're not pompous. We had legitimate artistic plans.
That yeah. No more using hashtag find Vinny Vine sauce. You're not allowed to do it.
Can't do it.
Hey man,
No.
at least he reached back to you. He could have just ignored
Yeah.
you.
It's true.
Honestly, I didn't expect to even get that. So
Right.
I'm super happy about it.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, he only gained points in my book.
That's cool.
And I did send him a reply email actually, and I asked him one question. Why is the show called Into the Loop?